Welcome to Sami's Spiritual Secrets, where self-love meets discipline, growth is divine, and wellness is a lifestyle designed for your soul, not the standards. I'm your host, Sami Ruse, bringing you heart-healing truths, spiritual downloads, fitness tips, and aligned conversations to help you become your most confident, radiant, high vibrational self. Tune in and let's rise together. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Sami's Spiritual Secrets, hanging out with your favorite spiritual fitness guide. I had to run to my bed to record this episode because I was supposed to do a whole other episode for you today. However, when, God is speaking, when your intuition is doing its thing, you gotta just let whatever is meant to come out. And I just feel like I had the most amazing weekend. We did our first form community walk. It was the first one ever. We had so many fun experiences, so many trials, so many lessons. I was like, I want to give you a regroup because this has been a weekend that I've been manifesting for literally months, years. I feel like things that I wanted on my vision board, like I am genuinely looking at my vision board and that's my actual life. And what better way for you to manifest your life, for you to be so dedicated to your goals, than to watch me do so? I feel like that is the biggest misconception that you can get as a coach, or like imposter syndrome you could have, of like you don't want to show off, of you don't want to make it too much about you. But something I learned this weekend at the walk is that, other people, they fucking need that. They literally need that because you are that walking example of, oh my gosh, I can do it too. In so many ways, I ran into so many humans and had so many divine alignments where I saw this to be true, and I'm just so excited to chit chat with you. So get your first form Formula 1, get your magnesium whenever you are listening to this, whether you're on your walk, you're chilling, laying in the sun, whatever your vibe is, get ready because I really want you to think about these lessons and some of these things in your own life. I feel like it's really going to apply to you and be something special. So comment below if so. I hope it is. Now, we're doing a little Regulate and Rise recap because we finished our regulation challenge inside Confident AF, and the biggest thing that all of us were saying is we feel so much more connected to our body. I will walk the walk with my clients. I'm doing the challenges every single month with them. I'm still on 75 Hard. This month we're doing Action August. I'm genuinely so excited for it, and we're using Andy Frisella's Power Score, his Power List method, and we're doing 3 to 5 things that are applying for all areas of life. And we're really committing to that every single day of August. And I feel like this has just been such a good energy, just up level, quantum leap, manifestation, because all of July, we were really in tune with our bodies. We were regulating. We were getting up, not really on our phones as much. I know for me, I was doing a ton of EFT tapping. I was doing my meditations. I was really in it with the actual emotions, and it really helped me release a fucking ton. And all of us were saying like, oh yeah, like we feel so regulated. We're ready to take action. We had a whole other idea. And again, we love spontaneous energy. I feel like that's going to be the theme of this fucking episode, is just be spontaneous in life. Let the universe, let God literally surprise you. But we decided we really want to take action. Let's go ahead and do a similar vibe to Just Do It June. If you listened on the podcast, we were fucking doing that shit. It was so much fun. They wanted to do it fucking again. And I was like, let's go. So it's just been such a whirlwind of a weekend, and I'm excited to really talk about it because how often do you hear other people actually working towards their goals? How often are you actually hearing the behind the scenes of what it takes, who you need to be, how you need to embody, giving you the permission to think about that for yourself too, knowing it's okay, knowing it's not selfish and it's not you putting yourself on a pedestal, but hey, I actually have standards for myself. I have boundaries for myself, and I genuinely am crazy about my goals. And with all of this, that means that you have to have a deep connection with self. You have to listen to your body. You have to listen to your spirit. You have to listen to your intuition. And that means no matter what's happening, no matter what's going on around you, no matter how your schedule is changing, follow those nudges, listen to those voices, listen to how your body is speaking. And today, what really inspired this episode of Spontaneity and this just deep trust within yourself was my lunch. I feel like you can 100%, I don't even know if you can relate to this in some way, shape, or form, but a lot of the women who come to me when it comes to food, you might have a little bit of a weird relationship with it. And like, it might be a little difficult for you because you're so fucking high value. You're always doing something. Your mind is always somewhere. You don't necessarily sit down to eat. I know for myself personally, I had a friend in town and it made me very present. I was off my phone way more than usual. I set myself up for success with work so that I can actually take that time off. And there were some spots I was like, wow, this is like a little uncomfortable. I feel like I need to be doing something. And that was coming up when I was eating. I noticed that like it was taking me so long every single day. I was like, I'm so fucking full. Like, normally I can just eat and get my shit done, but like I realized today when I had my first day back with myself, I was like, oh my God, it's because I'm fucking working right now. It's literally because I have my phone out and I'm jotting down ideas and I have my journal right next to me, and like I literally am going as I eat, so I don't even notice it. Whereas like when I was saying I'm so full, this is so hard, I'm fucking finishing 75 hard, laughing my ass off at like 11:30. That's how dedicated I was. I was gonna get that done, but it was literally, it was challenging. We're not gonna say hard, but you know, like I was like, you have to do this, Sammy. I had to put on Andy to bully me to get me through it. You know, it worked really well. It was really motivating. I loved it. But having my reflection moment today, I was like, this is why. And where did I learn that from? Oh, well, I learned it from one, when I was a kid, I was an athlete. So like, what did I do between tournaments, between games? I was literally the player that played almost all of the time. I'm so grateful for that. But like when I think about my actual schedule, I'm like, I learned this at such a young age to just stuff my face with food because I gotta go. I'm about to bat. I gotta go back to second base. Like I'm about to pitch. Like I always had somewhere else to be. And then even with schools, like I had to go to practice. Like I was on a travel team. I did that for 2 different sports. Then I think about my career. I started off in the service industry. I started working at a country club when I was 15 years old. So when you're in that industry, you are always going, you're always moving. Like you have to get to that next table, you have to do that next thing. And food, let's be real, it's pretty scarce. It's like you're kind of eating in between tables if you can, or you're just literally eating after your shift. And I think that's where I personally, looking back, learned my binge cycle, because it was like you have to get in as much food as possible because it really needed to maintain me. Like especially working, I remember in the outdoor restaurant, I would really deal with problems of like, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I had fainting spells. I would get headaches and migraines. I was not actually fueling myself. And I wanted to share this with you today on the podcast because a lot of my clients always tell me that I help them heal their relationship with food. And when I think about like, where does that come from? It comes from me and these lessons and these experiences and me being able to break down why things are uncomfortable and really guide them to do that for themselves too, whether they're in the collective and they're in the group program and they're getting that success and that support and that love and that guidance through the community, and or they're working one-on-one with me and they get to come to me about these specific situations that now I get to go to Annie about and be like, girl, guess what I fucking learned about myself? I learned that I used to have a binge cycle because I just learned that through my career. It was really not what I made it out to be. Like I'm able to heal through it. I'm able to work through it. And that's why I'm getting messages from my clients saying, holy fuck, like my unhealthy association with food, wanting to binge it, wanting to restrict it. Like she had a very just history, you know, no words are needed. In her check-in this week on Monday, she was like, girl, this is my biggest fucking win. That I literally love food. Like we made a mantra of hot girls eat, right? So I just wanted to give this example because it is such a freeing feeling when you can work through these things. And I'm going to be honest, it does take work. It takes that awareness, because if I just kept continuing to have this anxiety and let it literally dictate what I was going to put in my body, I would be under eating or I would be overeating. Now I'm genuinely eating what my body needs, what my coach is giving me. It's feeling amazing. After I had this realization, I was able to eat it up and I had no stimulation. I just had my sound bowl music playing and it was so peaceful. It was so at ease. And let me tell you, it was freaking delicious. Oh my gosh. It was like this really good quality steak that was meal prepped for me. So it literally tasted like love. And it was my favorite meal. I made nachos. Like, oh my gosh. You would be so surprised as well the delicious food that you can make at home. I had beans, I had rice, I had cheese on there. It was so amazing. It fit perfectly in my macros, and I feel on fire after eating it. And just how interesting that when my body was safe, I was doing that. That's when some of these realizations came, and that's why I love to have like a journal or a pen next to me. And I just love to have this awareness because it made me think for myself, okay, wow, like I really associate eating with slowing down because of what my history was with it. This is where I am really present. And because I'm so present, that's where so many ideas come in. And that's kind of what's causing the anxiety is like, I want to go do something. Especially, you remember my coach was like, Sami, you don't have ADHD, you have SAMI. It's just who I am. We work on it. But I can multitask like crazy. I can do hundreds of different things. I remember I was having a conversation with someone this weekend. And I was like, I'm so grateful for your presence this weekend because this was the most present I've been in so long. I've been present. I've been working on it. We did our regulation challenge. I feel like this was such the cherry on top of taking a whole weekend off where I had my post scheduled. I was mostly unplugged, literally only on my phone to talk to my clients, check in. Like everyone else waited. And guess what? They fucking survived. I remember they were like, you could respond. And I was like, no, it's good. Like I did what I had to do for work. Like everybody else could wait. It's not an emergency. If it was an emergency, they would just call me like, Sami was unplugged and Sami feels fucking amazing. Sami feels recharged. This was incredible. And I think it's just such a beautiful thing for me to now be in my own energy and have these reflections, give myself this time to actually look back and be like, why am I the way that I am? What made me this way? And you get to do this with any thought, any feeling that comes to light. Yes, this was a situation around food. So I think this is a great opportunity if you've ever struggled like I have in the past with maybe binging or restricting and you ate out. Oh, I'm not eating now for the rest of the fucking day. I used to do that. It was so bad. And now I listen to my body. I eat when I'm hungry. If I notice that something comes up, I'm asking myself first, what are you trying to tell me? I just take it as a signal. Instead of something absolutely controlling me and dictating how I feel, I get to really build that connection with myself. And that's where your life becomes your present being the actual moment you are in right now, being 100% in alignment and connection with your body. And this was probably the final lesson in our Regulate and Rise nervous system regulation challenge for me, because I always tell my girls, I'm like, there's lessons in life, there's obstacles in life. I remember one of my girls, she had plans with her friend and her goal was like, I'm waking up before 6 a.m. I'm doing mindful movement every single day in some way, shape, or form. And she had a couple other things for her action August. And the first day, her friend doesn't go to the gym and bails on her. And I was like, sister, this was such a good way for you to show yourself, hey, I'm really serious about this. This was like a little obstacle being like, hey, she bailed. Like maybe that could give me the option to bail too. And no, you still went on and you still went and you did it anyway. And then sometimes at the end, when you're really solidifying, you're really like, wait, have I truly healed my relationship with food? You get to have an obstacle like I did, where it was like, okay, I noticed I was like taking a long time. I was feeling all these feelings that I don't normally feel all the time. I knew it had nothing to do with any other energy. I always say that if you're having some sort of emotion response, ask yourself first. A lot of times we can go and we can like put it on to everybody else, but at the end of the day, like take ownership, take responsibility for your feelings, for your body. And when I got the opportunity to do that, I realized, wow, like eating actually brings me to my present moment, but I'm so accustomed to eating and doing things that like without that like necessary stimulation, it was a little bit harder for me to eat. And then that's something that I get to work on. Like I've mastered having foods that I love, that I literally can't shut up about. I eat like a dog and I have the same things all the time. It just works so well. I have no restrictions. I make everything work in my macros. I'm happy saying no. If I don't want to eat out, I don't. But I'm also like really okay with eating out one time, you know? And like this weekend, I ended up eating out one time each day. I tracked every single time. It was kind of a little moment because I'd be like, okay, pause. Love this conversation, but I need to track my food real quick, because I would not put food in my mouth before tracking it. That's just what feels good to me, because I know I'm eating enough. And think about this case scenario. It was like if I had just let anxiety or let these things overwhelm me, I wouldn't have had enough fuel in my system. And I desperately needed fuel because it was a hot, beautiful weekend here in Austin. And we were out and about like nobody's business. So I really hope that this inspires you to connect with your body and to ask yourself, when you have feelings, emotions, things that come up, what is it saying to you? Because I promise you it will listen. And this is something that I teach in yoga. I got the honor of teaching yoga in the park. It was so freaking amazing. The setup team didn't really show up, so we had the opportunity to really overcome that obstacle, and we made a whole circle. It was the cutest thing. I was like, can every single class be like this? And I was in the middle, and everybody was around, and I got to see everybody's faces. It was just the cutest things. Some people took videos, and I was like, that looks literally so cool. And then teach at House of Gains like I do every Monday, which I just love so much, and saw so many new faces. And I always say that, like, yoga gives you this opportunity to really connect with your body and tie this aspect together. And sometimes we get really accustomed to only living out these mindsets, these connections within ourselves with just exercise, or maybe it's just when I'm doing a meditation, or it's just when I'm doing yoga. And you're seeing that this is coming up with when I'm fueling my body. It can come up when you're answering an email. It can come up when your partner is on the other side of the room having a bad day. Like, anything in life can stimulate you, and that's why it's really important for you to have such control and groundedness within yourself and within your energy, so that no matter what is going on around you, you are so secure within yourself. And I was so excited to talk about this weekend because, one, we have this beautiful lesson here, but two, I got to give myself a huge fucking pat on the back and be like, Sami, you really are the embodiment of every single thing you teach. Oh my gosh, it's 555 as I say this, because I lived out a vision board weekend for myself. It was so much freaking fun. I just had the best time teaching. I mean, literally dozens more than are on my vision boards. It's like 10 times what I had on here. It's amazing. I got to do my first walk with First Form, which is a company I'm just obsessed with. I have my meditation drink every single day, having their collagen. My hair has literally been the most beautiful and natural it has ever been. My L-carnitine, greens and reds, which I literally stuck to, and that's how I was able to eat out because my digestion was on par. Like, I really didn't miss a beat. I was on 75 hard. I still had my gallon of water every day. I hit my macros. I tracked for my coach. I did my check-in. I was on it for work. I didn't miss a fucking thing. And it just left me feeling so in integrity. And that's where I was like, oh my gosh, girl, you had all this spontaneity in life where somebody came to visit you last minute and supported your walk, and you got to spend the weekend with them, and like, you still fucking hit your shit. Like, you still literally were the person that you are every single day. And it was so amazing. I just had so much fun. And I was like, you really just got to experience like a weekend in my life. And it just makes me so excited for all of the things that I have to look forward to. And that with Action August just gives me so much life, so much clarity and intention and peace. And I just feel like I could go run a fucking marathon, and I don't even like to run. Like, it's crazy the energy you feel when you are fulfilled by a passion and a life that was created based on your happiness, based on your well-being, and based on really being 100% in alignment with you, your body, who you are, and the people and the energy that you surround yourself with. And the most beautiful thing about my life is that I get to practice this, and I literally get to come on this podcast and I get to shoot my shit and talk to you about why it really matters, and about how this is changing my life, and how this is changing my clients' lives, where they're literally messaging me and they're already asking about the next retreat because they want to be put on the wait list, or they're booking their flights because they're seeing me 2 times in a row. One of my clients is flying out to Austin to see me to go to Rich Girl Renaissance, which is Michaela. You guys know I love her, my coach. We're doing a huge conference. She's hosting it. I'm just bringing my confident babes. We're all staying in a place together. It's going to be the best weekend ever. And both girls are coming back to the retreat a month later here in Austin for round 2. Like, what? I swear, I literally end every single day and I'm like, what is my life in the best way? Like, God, show me how good it gets. More, please. Like, this is literally so amazing. I'm so open and I'm ready to receive this. And when you are open to the miracles, miracles happen. And there was a beautiful aspect of my day where I taught yoga this morning, and I wasn't meant to be there. I was a sub, so I added it in. And I met this beautiful woman, and she was just so inspiring to me. She was really pushing through. She was really listening to her body. She was so present. I saw it. And not only is she going to come to the walk and she's going to bring her husband, but she told me a personal story that was literally the exact weekend that I had. And she sent me a message and she goes, "Thank you, Sami. Remember, the universe wants you to be happy. Just ask and be grateful." I want you to sit with that for a moment, because for me, I was like, thank you. Yeah. Signs are everywhere. It's screaming at me. The universe is literally so loud. Like, God is like, "Sami, you've been telling me you're ready. Here you go." And this is the magic that happens when you do the work. This is what's on the other side. This is the connection that you can have with you. And I talked about this on my story if you follow me, Samiverse_ on Instagram. But I literally get to be that walking embodiment. I get to be this leader. My clients and the people in my life deserve the best version of me. They deserve me at my fullest presence, at my most energy, and so do I. I do 75 hard, and I work so hard, and I make this a lifestyle because I deserve this. I know that if I want to help as many people as possible, if I want to be in the purest alignment of who I am, that my body genuinely needs all of these things. It needs the rest, it needs the recovery, it needs the yoga, it needs the strength training, it needs all of the things that I'm doing to pour into me. And it feels so amazing. And the more I've been present and I've slowed down and I've regulated my nervous system, ding, the more that alignments like that happen. I don't know if you heard that ding, and I just realized if I sung it and then you didn't hear it, I probably sound crazy. But like, the more that those things happen, the more that life literally just surprises you. And any of the obstacles that happen, you just find a solution. Like, there were multiple things this weekend where I was like, I'm gonna have to think about that. And then boom, I thought about it. I was open to the answer and it came to me. So I'd love to know what your favorite part of this episode is, because I feel like we tied on a lot of different things, a lot of different energies. But needless to say, I hope some aspect really feels good for you. It made you think. It made you, want to be different in the future, or want to connect with yourself in a different way in the future, or even just find that community for yourself. So if you find yourself really being like, this is what I want for my life, like, I need to be inside confident AF, message me, DM me, girl. Like, I'm so happy to get you in there, start in the collective. That's where a lot of my one-on-one clients start, and then they usually build their way up, and that's when they're coming to the retreats and all the things. But the first step is really taking that first step. So I invite you to do so. And if you know somebody that really needs some mindset shifts like this, they need the positivity, they need the breakthroughs, they need the accountability, and they need a little podcast buddy during their workouts, their walks, and the things that they're doing in life, send this their way. That's how you help grow the show and really help as many people as possible. Because let's be real, you are the people that you surround yourself with. So surround yourself with people who actually have like-minded ideas and tasks and habits and things and lifestyles that they are doing. Surround yourself with people who motivate you and inspire you and truly make you a better person too, because you deserve that as well. You deserve to be the best version of yourself, but you also deserve to have an awesome community that's living that life with you. It just makes it so fun. It makes it so fun. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in to Sami's Spiritual Secrets. Remember, your power is in your presence and your magic is always within. Stay aligned, stay radiant, and I'll see you next time. I love you. Bye.